Daniel in the lion's den, a story of faith and prayer. A faithful man named Daniel. A long time ago, there was a man named Daniel who loved God very much. Daniel was living in a land called Babylon, far from his home. Even though he was in a foreign land, Daniel continued to pray to God every day and trusted him no matter what. Daniel was also very wise and hard-working, and because of this, King Darius of Babylon made him one of the most important leaders in the kingdom. Daniel was so honest and trustworthy that the king planned to put him in charge of the whole kingdom. But some other leaders were jealous of Daniel. They didn't like that the king trusted Daniel so much, so they came up with a plan to get rid of him, a tricky new law. The jealous leaders knew that Daniel prayed to God every day. They thought, if we can make it illegal to pray to anyone but the king, we can get Daniel into trouble. So, they went to King Darius and said, "O king, we think you should make a new law. For the next 30 days, no one in the kingdom should be allowed to pray to any god or person except you. Anyone who disobeys should be thrown into the den of lions." King Darius didn't realize their plan to trap Daniel, so he agreed and signed the law. In Babylon, when the king signed a law, it couldn't be changed. Daniel's faithful prayer. Even though Daniel knew about the new law, he still wanted to pray to God. Daniel loved God with all his heart, and he wasn't going to stop praying, even if it was dangerous. So, just as he always did, Daniel went to his room, knelt by his window, and prayed 3 times a day, thanking God and asking for his help. The jealous leaders were watching, and they saw Daniel praying. They quickly went to the king and said, "O king, Daniel is not obeying your new law. He is still praying to his God." King Darius was very sad because he liked Daniel and realized he had been tricked by the other leaders. But he had no choice. The law could not be changed. So with a heavy heart, the king ordered that Daniel be thrown into the den of lions. The den of lions. The king's men took Daniel to the lion's den and threw him in. The lions were big and strong with sharp teeth, and everyone expected that Daniel would be in great danger. But Daniel trusted God, and he believed that God could save him. King Darius called out, "May your God, whom you serve continually, rescue you." That night, the king could not sleep. He was so worried about Daniel that he tossed and turned, hoping that somehow Daniel would be safe. God's miracle. Early the next morning, as soon as the sun rose, King Darius hurried to the lion's den. He called out, "Daniel, has your God been able to rescue you from the lions?" To the king's amazement, Daniel's voice called back, "O king, God sent his angel to shut the lions' mouths, and they have not harmed me. I am safe because I trusted in God, and he protected me." King Darius was overjoyed and ordered that Daniel be lifted out of the lion's den. When they pulled him out, everyone was amazed to see that he had no injuries at all. God had protected him completely. A new law of faith. After seeing God's miracle, King Darius made a new law. He declared that everyone in the kingdom should respect and honor the God of Daniel, for he was the living God who could rescue and protect his people. The lesson of Daniel in the lion's den. Daniel's story teaches us the power of prayer and faith. Daniel trusted God even when he was in danger, and God protected him. Just like Daniel, we can trust that God is with us in hard times. When we pray and have faith, God hears us and is always ready to help. Daniel's courage reminds us to keep trusting God no matter what happens.